Alright, what is happening, friendly ghosts? How's everybody doing? Welcome back. We are here with more Avatar Legends the Fighting Game. Let's check it out. I've already watched it, but we're going to watch it again because we are in love with new fighting games that seem cool. So, let's check it.
Avatar Legends, the fighting game, allows you to choose one of 3 unique support characters for each main character. Each support character provides unique advantages and playstyles for their character. Let's take a look at what Aang's supports are capable of. Gyatso enables Aang's air scooter with more mobility by enabling a controllable ball of air going forward and backwards with the ability to pass through opponents. With Momo, you receive greater control over your glider by pressing left, right, or nothing with the flow button in the air. You can also cancel into attacks from glider much quicker than before. Lastly, Appa provides Aang the ability to directly go into flow attacks using any normal attack button. Experiment with all the support characters to find your fighting styles then. You want to see more? Sign up for the closed alpha test now, and don't forget to wishlist Avatar Legends, the fighting game, on Steam.
Okay. I was questioning whether or not these would actually be potentially be assists, and the jury's still out on that, but it seems like they're more like when I first watched it, I immediately thought this is Mortal Kombat X, like, right? This is the variation system. In Mortal Kombat X, you pick a character, you got 3 choices of how you want the character to perform. Let's see, I can remember, like Reptile, he has one where he like gets like some acid buffs, and then he has another one where he can like stop time. Of course, the variation system, it gives you new moves to actually do. It doesn't change just your existing moves. And just like it changes the character's special moves is what it does. It gives them different special moves. It doesn't change like their natural kit. In this game, however, it seems like after you pick your character, you got 3 choices, just like the variation system, and it changes something fundamental about the character. It doesn't give them a new move per se, it just changes how the move functions. These are all 3 moves that abilities that Aang already has, and the Appa groove, let's just call it, just gives him the ability to cancel out of his moves into his flow. They haven't talked about flow attacks yet. They talked about flow movement and they talked about the flow guard, but they haven't talked about flow attacks. We could just assume that you can attack out of the flow movement, but they haven't really gone into detail about all of that just yet. So I don't really know what flow attacks are and how that affects Appa. But I could just assume that, what we're seeing allows you to do flow stuff into attacks, cancel out into them. Something else that we have new information about. I was under the speculation that we would be able to choose any of the support characters and attach them to whomever. Like I was thinking like we could probably get like the Dai Li on like a good character. You can like just miss and match it. We are getting 3 specific support characters per character, so they're specially suited for these characters. They're built into the characters, essentially. They're grooves, they're variations, and I think that also alleviates a concern I had about ITOwl, because I thought like ITOwl has to be a support of Zuko, right? He almost has to be. That's like his role to Zuko is to be his support. It almost feels like a certainty, So I was like, how can we have ITOwl be a support character, but also be a choosable character? You're right. It doesn't make sense if you could pick like ITOwl and ITOwl as support and then have ITOwl as a character. That doesn't really make sense to me. But if they're doing it like this, where the support characters are locked behind the fighters, then that opens the door for ITOwl to both be a support and be a fighting character. Part of me is a little bit like, I kind of wanted everybody to mix and match with everybody, but the other part of me is like, I'm kind of cool with that, right? I'm cool with the fact that they're specializing these supports in these type of ways, and so like they actually have a significant difference, right? They actually have a significant difference on the character, and not just like, hey, you want some buffs, here's a category of buffs and just see what works for you. Either way would be cool, but you know, I dig this one as well. It makes me interested to see each character, right? Before I was kind of thinking like, okay, each character, they probably have one support character that's like dedicated to them. Now, with the understanding that each character has 3 support characters dedicated to them, that dramatically changes a whole lot. I'm speaking from an Azula standpoint, because now I'm looking at Ty Lee and I'm like, oh fucking girl, it's not looking good for you. I'm looking at Ty Lee, I'm like, oh baby girl, this shit is not looking good for you. Who else does Azula have? Azula's probably going to have to Ty Lee as one of her support characters. It probably won't be a support for Azula. Maybe she won't be. Maybe she will. But let's just try to predict Azula's support. It's going to be Ty Lee. And you would think it would also be Mei. But if it's not Mei, since Zuko has Mei, it's not going... I severely doubt it would be the Fire Lord. I severely doubt it would be Ozai. Because that would mean that Ozai would have to stand on the stage. And he's like the emperor, right? Like, he's not going to do some shit like that. It has to be somebody who works beneath Azula. So who else could it be? Ty Lee, the Dai Lee, and who else? I don't know. I don't know who else it could be. The only other thing that comes to my mind is Mei, but like, if Mei, can there be multiple supports spread it across different characters? Like, we know Aang's 3. I'm surprised Katara isn't one of Aang's, honestly. And I'm also surprised that one of the avatars, but I guess, you know, that's pretty cool. Then that also brings up the what are the avatars supports going to be? Because you know they're going to add more avatars to the game. They have to. It's the name of the game. It's the name of the franchise. It's the name of the IP. You know they're going to add Kyoshi. They're going to add Roku. Did I say the name right? I'm a fake Avatar fan. You know they're going to add Kyoshi. They're going to add Roku, Wan. They're probably going to add the most famous avatars to the game. Who is Toph's support going to be? Who is Toph's support going to be? If these are dedicated supports, not just pick and choose. These are dedicated, specialized to the character. Who are Toph's supports going to be? A Badger Mole is probably going to be one, maybe. What's the second one going to be? This is just going to be like a rock sitting in her corner. It's like a giant rock. It's going to be a giant pile of rocks sitting in one corner as support for Toph. Like, what's it going to be for her? I don't know. You know, that's interesting. Like, I want to say the boulder, but like, they're not that close, right? You know, oh my god, oh no, I just thought of something. Sokka is in the game. Sokka is in the game. Suki, you are in danger. Suki, you are in danger, my friend. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Suki, you're in danger. I can immediately think of all of Sokka's support, at least 2 of them. Like there's so many that you can pick for Sokka. Katara's is probably going to be I don't know, Sokka. I don't know Katara. I don't know. She's going to be in the beta. Also, I signed up for the beta. You know, I don't know if I'm in it, but I signed up for it. What is Katara's support's going to be? One has to be like the master she trained under at one of the poles. The other is going to have to be like, I don't know, her grandmother. No, her grandmother doesn't travel with her though. So like, I mean, I guess Gyatso's also dead, so like it doesn't really matter. So I don't know. It brings up so many questions. Like, who are they gonna pick? And we're just like discussing the characters they're gonna, throw on the side to them. We're not talking about the abilities that they're gonna grant the characters. Oh man, Korra. We already seen 2 of Korra's. We've seen Korra. She has her dog, and then the other one is Rava. She has Naga, and then she has Rava. We don't know her third yet. I don't believe we know her third. If they wanted to hit some of the fan base, they would make the third one be Asami. I'm just saying. If they wanted to hit the fan base, they would just make the third one be Asami. Now I'm just saying. What better person to have as a support for Korra than literally her wife, right? Like, what other person? Surprised Aang doesn't have Katara, but I don't know. Because that brings up the question. Aang has some specifically chosen characters who you would kind of think, like, wouldn't Aang's best friends be there? Like, wouldn't Katara, Sokka, and then Appa be like his? Like, you would kind of think that those would be Aang's biggest support. You would also think that Roku is one of Aang's support. He's like the main avatar he looks back to. But them choosing these specific characters for Aang, Appa, Momo, and Gacho, is like, those are some really specific picks. ITOwl has to be his third. Like, I can't think of any other character more deserving to be that. Maybe it's his mom. I don't know. Maybe his mom will be his third one. Man, that's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. I don't even care what they make them do right now. I'm just like, who are they gonna put in? I guess I do care what they do. I'm lying. I'm lying my teeth out. Man, I'm still curious who this Toph's gonna have for support. He's gonna have like a pile of rocks and a pile of grass and then a pile of mud. Like what is he gonna be doing? We know all 3 of Aang's. Are there gonna be more than 3? Let me watch it back and listen to it.
Avatar Legends, the fighting game, allows you to choose one of 3 unique support. Avatar Legends, the fighting game, allows you to choose one of 3 unique support characters for each main character. Each support character provides unique advantages and playstyles for their character. Let's take a look at what Aang's supports are capable of. Gyatso enables Aang's air scooter with more mobility by enabling a controllable ball of air going forward and backwards with the ability to pass through opponents. With Momo, you receive greater control over your glider by pressing left, right, or nothing with the flow button in the air. You can also cancel into attacks from glider much quicker than before. Lastly, Appa provides Aang the ability to directly go into flow attacks using any normal attack button. Experiment with all the support characters to find your fighting styles then. You want to see more? Sign up for the closed alpha test now, and don't forget to wishlist Avatar Legends, the fighting game, on Steam.
Also, I haven't been talking about the gameplay at all, but like, this sequence right here is so disgusting. This is so disgusting. This sequence right here, after this one, sorry, this one right here, that right there is so bullshit. This is so bullshit. I need to slow it down. Look at this shithead. Look at this shithead right here. Look at this. We gonna... This game is speaking to me. It's speaking to me. That shit makes him jump back so fast. And was that shit a punish? If he turns red, that was a punish. It was. So that's what Momo, right? That's what Momo. He gets to... Momo gives him like more gliding ability, so he can like attack faster out of glide. Like, you see Momo right there. And we can assume that this is all possible just because he picked the Momo groove. That is so sick. I've been yelling about this for years, how we need more games to have like groove systems, variation systems, or selectable supers. It needs something like that, because what it does, it means that at the very least, you're bound to have at least 3 different Aangs playing the character differently. Of course, it's going to wind up being one groove that ends up being stronger than the rest, and it might turn out to be the one that is the most popular and the most picked. But still, it opens the door to creativity. It opens the door so drastically. Right? All these 3 sequences that you just saw are not one match. Those are not one match. Those are 3 different from right here. This is the opera groove. It allows him to cancel out of things. Cancel out of normals into the flow attacks. Got that big conversion. This is Gyatso right here. Pass through. And then Momo. Peep the long jump right here. The long ass cross up right here. Peep how long that jump was. And he could probably could have controlled that to land in front of him too. Probably don't have enough time to react to which side, so you have to make a guess which side. You know? So you have an Aang who will be doing some cross-up shit like this. And then you'll have another Aang who's like going crazy with these cancels and trying to, you know, forcing you into block strings or whatever. Getting long, extensive combos. Let's go back to this when they're talking about it. Right, so you have another Aang doing this type of stuff, making you hold block strings, and who knows, Lord knows what type of combo extensions he'll probably have out of it. You have the Momo groove where he's just crossing you up looking like 12 on third strike and doing all this bullshit. You have the Gyatso one, which who the fuck knows what he can do with this? Who the hell knows? You know, but it does go fast. The fact that he can go backwards with it should not be undermined. The fact that he can go backwards or stay in place. He can stay in place with it. He can stay in place with it. Not only can he go forward and backwards, it looks like he can also stay in place. So you might be assuming that he's just going to go directly forward, directly towards you. Instead, he just stays in place. You react to him looking like a complete fucking menace to society, staring at you in place. Right? And you react to it. Right? You react to that. You jump, you press a button, and then he just hops off, and then next thing you know, you're eating shit. Next thing you know, you're pushing up daisies, right? Like, who knows what you can do with Gyatso's version. So he's going to be doing a lot of stuff like that. And just those 3 right there, you can build a game plan around it. And it may not seem like much. But if you're picking the character, it basically means that each character is 3 different characters. Maybe not entirely, but as far as game plan and feel, one character is potentially 3 characters. So you have 3 versions of Aang, just about, as far as game plan at least, potentially. You know, potentially. Potentially you have 3 Aangs. We have 3 Korras, potentially. If they're all as unique as this and change their game plans up as much as this. Of course, there's bound to be some duds in here, but it still stands. Each character is potentially 3 different characters. You can have 2 cores and they'll have 2 completely different game plans. And that is the sickest part. That is the absolute sickest part. Along with the fact that the flow system itself being based on movement, so you already have the natural groundwork where player identity is already at the top of the list. You have mobility options that people are just bound to just get variations and have different styles and different plans of attacks, plans of defense, plans and tactics. People are bound to have a different blueprint for how to play the character, right? So not only do you have that as the forefront, but then you also stack on top of that you have the support system acting as groove systems or variations, and there's 3 different ones you can choose from. And so that creates something that I'm just, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Can't wait. But we'll see. We still have to see how the game plays. See how everything turns out. But as of right now, my hype-o-meter is sitting nicely and comfortably in a good place. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. It's a short video, but it's just a lot to like kind of wrap your mind around, and like, oh damn, this game is giving me some waffles right now. It's some gluten-free waffles right here. Gluten-free waffles. I put honey on top, Manuka honey on mine specifically. Yeah, what y'all know about that? I put mine in a toaster. They come out crunchy fresh. I don't even put butter on it. What are we still here for? I'm gonna bid y'all further ado. May peace be with. Always keep your heads up. This is those both. Adios. Stay cool. If you like this content, be sure to show some love, but always be sure to show that love to the people who matter to you. This is ITOwl bidding you farewell. Peace, much love, and stay cool. I'll be back shortly. I got a new laptop. I'm trying to get it hooked up and running. Got some audio tweaking that I need to do to fix with the stuff, but I'm using my old laptop at the moment, so hopefully I can get it on board and then we can just like be smooth sailing. So hope y'all have a good one. Happy rest of your week, days, months, and I'll see you on the flip side. Deuces.